The title is not clickbait. An alternative title might be the time I would have probably gotten kidnapped, but thankfully the other person in the taxi was in the same fandom as me. I was reminiscing about the happy days without COVID, and I watched an old video of mine and I was like, wow, I did some crazy shit. The story starts in 2019. I went to Sanlitun for a xiao Christmas cup sleeve cafe event, and it was really cold that day, so I caught a cold and it turned into a fever. Later, it was Saturday and everyone else was going to Tencent Star Awards night, but I was working and I was sick. And then after work, despite being sick, I decided that I want to go out in the freezing cold, go all around Beijing in order to look at all of the ads and billboards of xiao. That would probably be another video of how crazy that was. But basically, I was so excited over everything that I didn't go to bed until 4 a.m. that night. And even though I was even sicker now, I woke up after 3 hours at 7 a.m. to go halfway across the city and attend a fan site exhibition. By then I was feeling pretty dead, so after I went back, I slept a little bit and ate a little bit, and then I started packing to go to the airport because I was going to Haiko to see Yibo's Hunan TV concert. I got to Haiko at like 1 a.m. and I was very dead now, but still, for some reason, I decided to message the group chat of like turtles going to the concert, and I was like, I'm at the airport now, is anyone else here want to meet up? This one girl, let's call her Milk Tea, she said, oh, I'm here. So we met up while getting our luggage. She also flew in from Beijing, but she was going to be rooming with an internet friend of hers that she's never met before called Hongjie. And I had booked a hostel for myself, but Milk Tea, she looked at me, she was like, "What, are you sure you want to go to a hostel by yourself at 1 a.m. while you look quite sick?" I was like, So then somehow I decided that I was going to go and room with Milk Tea and her friend. So we got into the taxi and there was some other guy who wanted to get the ride with us to save money. It was also kind of weird, but we ended up at the hotel at 2 a.m. and Hongjie, she saw me, she gave me some fever medicine, and then I passed out on their bed. And that was how on the first night I slept in a hotel with two complete strangers. So then the next day, I was feeling a little bit better, and we decided to go to one of these tourist attractions. And suddenly this one girl, let's call her xiao, she like ran over to us, and then she was like really excited. And it turns out that she saw like our phone case or something, and it was like a really subtle hint of our like fandom, but she saw it immediately. She was by herself, and so the four of us decided we will just, you know, be a group now. So we went back to the hotel because it started raining, and the three of them, they started to like work on the green and red string bracelets while I took some more medicine, and then I passed out on the bed. That night, it was somehow decided that instead of staying with Milk Tea and Hongjie, I would go and stay with xiao. So that was how on the second night I stayed in a second hotel with a third complete stranger. So the day after that was the concert, which is also its complete own crazy story. At the end end of the concert, so a few hundred maybe turtles. We booked a hot pot restaurant and also buses to go from the concert venue to the restaurant. So we got there and we were just like singing and eating hot pot and like screaming over xiao zhan hip thrusting, which we didn't get to see live. And then Hongjie and Xiaoyan, they had to leave to go to the airport, but Milk Tea and I, we were staying an extra day. So we like spent an hour trying to get a taxi because, you know, it was New Year's and everyone was partying, and there were also like really creepy, pervy men on the streets while we were waiting for the taxi. But finally we got to the hotel, a different hotel, at 6 a.m. And that was how on the third night I slept in a third hotel with someone who was not as much of a stranger anymore, but still mostly kind of a stranger. And at the airport I also met up with another turtle from our group chat that I've never met before, but we like had McDonald's together or something. And then I went home finally and I passed out and slept for a full day.
Nice.
I guess it doesn't sound as crazy now that I'm just like listing the facts of what happened, but like when I actually think about it, it's really crazy because I was like very vulnerable at the time, and somehow I just trusted this complete stranger just because she was also a fan of xiao zhan and wang yibo. And if she happened to be a bad person, I would probably... It's just crazy. I think it's a really amazing part of fandom that just because we like the same celebrity, we instantly have that bond and we see each other as like family and we trust them wholeheartedly. I think it's like a beautiful part of fandom, but I would also not encourage anyone to go and room with a random stranger from the airport at 1 a.m. while you're sick. Yeah.